The dark side of the Force gave pathways to many different abilities that the Sith mastered. However, the Sith merely adopted these abilities, they weren't molded by it. In Star Wars, there are many different creatures. Some you'll only find in wretched hives of scum and villainy, while others you'll meet at the Jedi Temple itself. However, one species we don't particularly connect to too often in the Star Wars universe are dragons. Typically found in magical and mythical stories, the dragon species is no stranger to the Star Wars universe, at least not in legends. Among the stars, there was one planet called Ambria. On this world, dragons roamed wild and free through the lands. However, they weren't just regular fire-breathing monsters. These ones were extremely strong in the dark side of the Force. They were a lizard-type species with the ability to influence Force-sensitive beings around them. These dragons were called the Hssiss, and they had the ability to conceal themselves through invisibility with the dark side of the Force. Their scales were black, their eyes glowed red-orange, and their auras turned dark. These dragons originated on Ambria and were one of the only creatures that actually survived the planet's extinction. They lived near Lake Nath, where Jedi Master Thrawn expelled darkside energy from the planet for 1,000 years. Once freed, the dark spirits of the Force began to infect and possess the creatures, transforming them into something even more powerful and evil, the massive darkside creatures that they became to be. Now, these darkside dragons aided all Sith who used the dark side, granting them further powers than they already did, almost like a boost in the dark side of the Force. Eventually, of course, Bogga the Hutt, another Hutt crime lord, learned of their abilities and used them as his own top bodyguards, pitting them against all those subjects that failed him. However, the businessman that he was, once he saw just how valuable they were in both helping the Sith and in their vicious nature, he had them transported off-world and sold in bulk. Within little time, the dragons were found all throughout the galaxy, abundantly bought and found on darkside planets such as Korriban and Mimban. Now, in Echoes of the Jedi, the Sith on the planet Almas kept these dragons, and after the planet's purge and the destruction of the Jedi's Almas Academy during Order 66, these formerly cloistered cultists roamed Almas with the creatures in search of any surviving Jedi. The creatures had 10-centimeter razor-sharp black teeth, slimy black tongues, and spewed gooey black saliva from their mouths. With over 3 meters in length, a green scaly hide, and another meter just in tail length covered in rows of spikes to their neck, they hunted in pairs and killed their enemies with their massive jaws holding dozens of razor-sharp teeth, while their gargantuan talons tore the bodies apart. These creatures were drawn to suffering and carnage. As beings of the dark side, they naturally would be. After the Jedi Civil War and whatever remained of Korriban, they fed upon the corpses left behind on the battlefield. This caused the angry ghosts of the Sith to begin the influence on the Hssiss, fending off all intruders of the Sith homeworld. Records of these creatures having been killed by Jedi go as far as citing Jedi Tion Solosar as beheading the monster with her lightsaber, but unfortunately not escaping without severe injuries. She was wounded by its claws, and only a Jedi healing trance was able to remove the venom coursing her body. This led her to believe the venom was conceived from the dark side of the Force. We're promised many new creatures in Star Wars The Last Jedi, including a new horse-looking creature, but I wonder if we'll see the resurgence of the ancient dark side Hssiss protecting Snoke, along with his Red Praetorian Guards. That would be pretty cool to see. Just a massive darkside dragon ripping apart enemies of the Resistance and turning them to the dark side. Even going as far as infecting Rey and turning her to the dark side momentarily. I hope you enjoyed today's new episode. I'll be giving away 2 new lightsabers in a contest this week in a random video, so stay tuned. Have a great day, everyone. Until tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Remember, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends,
the Force will be with you always.
Fulfill